This is Alex Flink on the men's tennis team. Interview him today. So Alex, what got you into tennis?
Uh, what got me into tennis was probably my father. He played tennis as a kid himself, and well, he had me start when I was very young. So.
Okay. Yeah. So you're from Sweden. What was playing tennis as a junior like in Sweden?
Playing tennis as a junior in Sweden is probably a lot different from here, I would say, because the thing is we don't have high school sports, so you just go to a club, you join a club, and then try to compete on your own. So there's a lot of competition and tournaments that you can just enter but you have to be in a club, so you join a club and then play tournaments on your own.
Okay. Did you get to travel a lot for that?
Not really. So the most tournaments are in Stockholm. Maybe there's but the big ones, the national and the regionals, you had to travel. But there's probably 3 or 4 tournaments to get to travel in Sweden.
Okay. Did you have an inspiration or something that inspired you as a kid to keep going through the hard times in tennis?
I don't know. Probably the last couple of years when I was playing, I definitely kept playing because I wanted to get to college. So, but before that, I thought it was a lot of fun. So I didn't really have time that I struggled with.
Okay. Speaking of that, you said to get to college. Did you ever consider that maybe you would not be playing tennis in college, or was that just always something you knew that you were going to do?
No, definitely not. I thought there was one player in my club that joined college when I was about 15, and that's when I realized that college is something I wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did your coaches help you, and how did your support network back in Sweden help you get to where you are now?
So I got a new coach when I was around 15, 16. A woman from the US who played college tennis. So she definitely helped me a lot. Gave me advice, helped me with the process, talked to coaches and all that. So she was a big help of the process of getting here.
Okay. Now obviously you said your dad was a big reason that you got into tennis. What was some of the stuff that your dad did to help you throughout juniors? Because I know, my dad always helped me get to my tournaments, helped me find coaches and stuff. How did your dad help you?
Well, yeah, he drove me to tournaments, stuff like that, but he always was a big support. He pushed me to go to practices, pushed me playing tournaments and stuff like that, but I don't know, he just was a big support overall, I would say.
Okay, so I have to ask, I know with myself, you come out of a match and maybe you didn't play so well, maybe you lost the match.
Yeah.
The drive home with my dad was always pretty quiet, kind of awkward. Did you ever have that with your dad?
A couple of times, yeah. But I would say more of that when I was younger. But then as I got older, we were both more relaxed with it. I would say we took it really, really easily. We just thought it was just a game. It doesn't really matter that much. But I mean, I could get upset when I would lose. But my dad was always really nice and really supportive with that. So he just tried to talk with me, make me feel like it was just a game. It doesn't really matter that much.
Okay. That was pretty good to another point. So obviously you said it's just a game. Tennis is a sport where a lot of kids sometimes don't take it as just a game.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that you were a more composed player as a kid, or did you go through a time where maybe sometimes on court you'd get into a place, maybe hit your racket on the ground sometimes, or how did you say that was for you?
That could definitely happen, but I could say, but I think I probably have outgrown that a bit. I still get mad on the court and off the court, as you know, probably. But it was more of that when I was younger, for sure. Now I try to relax and just stay focused.
Okay. So now, kind of go more into the college part of it. I know with one of our other freshmen, Casper, he didn't visit the college before he came here. Did you
No.
have any experience? So you just came over?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just Skyped with Coach Jared a few times, and then I just decided to sign with him.
Alright, so it's a little bit more of a leap of faith.
Yeah.
That's got to be hard, not really knowing what you're going to be going into. Did you ever have any doubts about, like, because obviously there's a period of time where, you know, you're getting recruited to a college, it's kind of unknown, even for kids here in the United States, it's kind of an unknown where there's uncertainty. How would you describe that for you, what you felt going through that time period of picking a college, and after you picked a college, knowing that you're going to be going somewhere and not really knowing what it's going to be like yet?
Yeah, so I was a bit like nervous and I didn't know what it's gonna be like, but the most part of me was excited, I would say. Like, I was excited and trying new stuff, getting to a new place, like the whole adventure of it. But yeah, I was definitely nervous. Not so much just after I signed, because I signed in November and then I had the whole spring semester. But in the summer, like when there's a month left of me going, I started to get nervous and like wonder. But I can't say that I was too nervous because I was mostly excited.
Yeah. I know a lot of kids that a lot of the friends that I've had that played tennis, after they decided to go play tennis in college and after they committed to a university, sometimes they got more nervous than it affected their match play more. They tighten up. They're like, I have to get good results now. Did you ever feel that extra pressure after you?
You mean after I signed for college?
Either before or after.
Before?
Just understanding that the results are a lot more meaningful in that last year to impress the coaches and stuff.
Yeah, no, I definitely felt that, because I said my coach who came from the U.S., she was very like clear that I had to have good results to get into a good college. So there were times that I could really tied it up and couldn't play well at all at some point, but I just try to relax, just try to keep focused and, I don't know, play my game. But it was times where it was hard, for sure. But after I signed, I definitely felt relaxed, more relaxed, like I could really just play my game and really just didn't really think about the results then.
Okay. Yeah, so obviously, you know, you chose Montana State. Your coach sounded like she had a lot of insight on the college athletics. Did you have any other schools that you could have gone to, or did your coach push you in any other direction at any point? Or
no, I talked to a few schools. I talked to Hofstra University and I talked to Rockhurst. But I think for me, I always felt like Montana State was the one I was gonna go with, right from the start. My coach knows Jared from before, so she set the Skype, and I really liked Jared from the first time we Skyped. So I felt like really early that Montana State was the one I was gonna sign with, and it turned out it would be you.
All right. So I want to go back to something here. You said your mindset a little bit. I have to think about this for a second, but how would you say once you signed with Montana State, you obviously said that you relaxed a lot, but did your mindset with tennis ever change? Like, no, this is something I'm going to be doing for a while. Like, I guess, did that push you harder once you understood that you're going to college for tennis? It's like the second you knew Montana State's where I'm going to go. When you were back in Sweden, did you think that's a little bit extra motivation for yourself, or what was your mindset there?
So I think right after I signed, during the spring semester when I was still in school, I was kind of relaxed. I didn't really think about that I was going to college, and I didn't really think now I have to practice so hard because I have to be ready. But once the summer came and once it was a bit closer, a few months earlier, then I really thought, all right, now I gotta practice hard. Now I gotta get in shape and like be ready. But yeah, during the spring, I didn't really think about that.
Okay. So, what was your training like that last summer then? You said you had to prepare for
Yeah.
college tennis. Did you ramp it up? Did you really get more intense? What was
Mhm.
some of that? What was
Definitely.
some of your routines like?
Uh, so I try to play maybe 2 hours a day tennis and then do a bit fitness, a bit of running, lifting and stuff like that. And I tried to play with some players that were a bit better than me, because usually I play with kids players that are about the same or a little bit worse than me. But at that point, I tried to play with a few players that just had come back from college, because I knew players in Sweden that just were done with their freshman year then. So I tried to play with a few of those and just really keeping just pick up the intensity, like higher intensity, and just try to practice it as hard as I could.
Okay. Alex, I want to talk a little bit about kind of some of your mindset in terms of like going through a match. You've got a hard match. You said you've kind of been a composed player during your playing career. Just kind of take us into one of your matches where maybe you were getting more frustrated, more mad at how you're playing or mad at your opponent. Kind of just take us into your mindset of how you felt about that.
Yeah, okay, so there was the one match that comes to my head is the spring before I went to college. It was a match that I got frustrated on, and just like what goes through your mind there for me is like at that point, that was right before was gonna go to college. What I was thinking about then was like I have to win matches now to get good results, and I have to like do well, impress the coaches and stuff like that. So, and once I start thinking about those kind of things, it just gets so tight. And then once I get tight and I like stop playing my game, that's when I get really frustrated. Like in my like yeah, that's when I guess start getting more frustrated in my mind.
All right, yeah. So you're feeling more frustrated. Obviously, tennis is one of those sports where you get frustrated. You can't really have a teammate there to back you up necessarily. I want to talk about this a little bit in terms of college tennis now. How has having the team understanding that if you win or lose affects how the team does as a whole? How has that affected, or how do you think that has affected your mental approach and your match play? Just understanding that your results are now affecting
Right.
in a larger way more people than just you.
Yeah. So I definitely think that's been helping me. The fact that I'm playing as a team now instead. Back in Sweden, I always used to play like just for me. Here we play as a team, and I feel like I can't just get frustrated and then just let go, like not even try it anymore. Because like you have to always do your best to try to get the win for your team, and I feel like that's been helping me because I stay more focused. I like try to stay more positive, just to like as you're playing as a team, the way you play, the way you're like showing off your like how you're playing and like how you're acting on the court. I think that affects the other players on your team. So I feel like I definitely think about that more to try to be as good of a teammate as I can be. So I think that's been helping me a lot.
Okay. Now, kind of, I'll take you in maybe one match that I found kind of interesting. I was here for the University of Montana match last year. Kind of looked like maybe for you it was one of the earlier matches in the season. Obviously, last year being your freshman year, kind of still a new experience going into the spring season.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, maybe one of the more frustrating matches. Maybe say that talk about that match being one of your more frustrating matches. What your thoughts over that match, and then maybe later on look at another match that you had that was a lot much more of a better match where you felt like you're playing much more confidently. Kind of, can you give us a comparison between those two matches, maybe?
Yeah, sure. So the Montana match.
Yeah, University of Montana match, the
Yeah,
first one that was here.
that was, I think, if I remember correctly, that was the first home match we had in the spring. So I was coming in. I was already nervous because there were a lot of people there watching. Like the first home match, I wanted to do good. So I went in already nervous. Like playing at number 2 was I was a bit surprised coming in as a freshman and already playing at number 2. So I wanted to like show to the coach, show to the crowd that I could play at that level. So I was coming in nervous. I got off to a terrible start and just kept going through the match. Like I can't say that I got really frustrated. I was frustrated, but I tried not to show it as much. But I mean, it was a really bad match for me. And then if I was to compare that to later on in the season, like against Portland State, I think it's Portland State, which was also at home, which was it was a really important match. Like if we won that, we would go to conference tournament. And then I still played at number 2, home against with the crowd all over. But then I went on with a whole different attitude, like from the start, and I think that was why I played so much better in that match. And then I ended up actually clinching the match that got us to the conference, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I imagine that would have been pretty cool. So another thing I want to talk about, obviously, tennis is one of those sports, especially in college, it doesn't necessarily get the spectators that some of the other sports like football, basketball do.
Mm-hmm.
You said you were kind of surprised. Both those matches seems like you were surprised about how they had maybe some spectators there, especially University of Montana being a rivalship match.
Mm-hmm.
Were you surprised by that at all? Did that throw you off your game, having the spectators there?
Sort of, a little bit actually. I didn't expect there were going to be. I mean, I can't say there was a lot of people there, but actually it was like maybe 20 or something, 20, 30 people.
Yeah.
And the thing that surprised me a bit was we play in the courts, and we have the courts, 2 courts there, and then the crowd's in the middle. And I was playing in the court like right next to the crowd, so they were really close. Like when I was getting the ball, they were like just right there next to you, which was kind of surprising, like kind of threw me off a bit in the first match. But then I got used to it, and I just try to stay focused. And
Yeah, no, I can definitely understand what you're saying when you say that they're really close. Just to give some comparison here, my dad and I were at that match,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to think. We were so we were in the middle, and Alex was returning, and his opponent actually hit a slice serve out wide there, or it was either a slice or a kick, and it actually bounced off my dad, and he had his back to you guys.
Really?
I was super surprised. It was super funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they definitely get really close to the spectators.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, talk about that, because I know you guys played University of Utah last year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the spectators, they're beating the spectators a little bit farther away from you. They're up higher at the back of the court. Obviously, I wasn't there for that match, but if there were spectators there, did you feel like having them up there in that different place allowed you to focus more on the match play, or did that affect anything differently, did you feel?
Yeah, I would definitely say that having the spectators like a bit further away, maybe up high, as you said in Utah, that I think that for me that's more. I could focus a bit more than when it's like that, just because in here I feel like the spectators are like almost part of the court, like they're almost on the court when I'm playing. But yeah, so that I would say the Utah facilities in that sense is like a bit more.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer that, but
Definitely.
yeah, I feel like the spectator shouldn't be a thing that throws you off your game anyway. You should be focused really from the start, and then just kind of like zone the spectators out. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. You gotta stay focused on your game.
Yeah.
Now I want to go even further. You said, I know you guys got the conference last year. Maybe tough draw. Maybe you didn't play as well as you'd like to against Northern Arizona. I know they're on our schedule this year as well. Maybe how did you feel in that match? Was there anything you'd like to have done better in that first round? And then maybe looking towards specifically to Northern Arizona this year, you looking to maybe get some revenge on them, or How do you
No,
feel
yeah,
about that?
definitely. I definitely feel like we all could have done better in the conference match in the tournament. Uh, I didn't really reach my high potential when I played that match, but so I can definitely say that I want revenge when we're playing this year. We played them in the conference during the season. We played them away in Flagstaff,
Yeah.
Arizona, which has the altitude there is really high. So
Yeah, about 7,500 feet.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing them here and hopefully get revenge this year.
Okay. Yeah. So obviously there's the whole getting revenge on them in the season. Now talk about you've kind of been through it for a year. One of the older guys. You're more of a veteran now in terms of you've seen this stuff all before. Probably sounds kind of funny to you.
Yeah.
Maybe going into the conference tournament, how do you think? How are you thinking that's going to shape up for you this year? How do you want that to go for you? Obviously, everyone wants to win a conference championship, maybe get into the national tournament. Do you think, as a team and personally this year, that you're ready for that? At a level, you're playing at a level where you can do that if you go out and you give what you have.
Yeah, I definitely feel like us as a team are looking stronger this year. So I think this year anything can happen in the conference and in the tournament. Like usually anything can happen in the tournament. Pretty much any team who gets to the tournament have a possibility to win. But I think we're gonna definitely gonna look stronger this season and maybe get a better seeding spot in the tournament, hopefully. And as for me, I thought I was playing pretty well this fall during the fall now, so I just gotta try to practice hard during the break now in Christmas, and then just hopefully I can play my game. And I know when I'm playing my game, when I play relaxed, I have a chance to probably beat anyone in our conference. So I think if we all can play our highest potential, I think we have a definitely good chance of winning.
Definitely. So now I kind of want to shift away from tennis, kind of look more towards your academics and stuff. How has that been going for you? Just this year, obviously, we were talking earlier. You said you have 5 finals coming up. It's a lot of tests. You're in, I believe, what it was, business.
Business, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what do you? How do you want the rest of your what are you trying to do with the rest of your college career in terms of your academics, and then after college, what do you want to do with that after college?
So first of all, I have to decide for a major because right now I'm just in business general,
Yeah.
and I have to get more specific. But then graduate with a business degree from here, and then my plan is to hopefully get a few years off school, so I don't have to keep studying right after. But then get maybe a master's degree in some sort of area. I don't know. But hopefully I'm gonna try to take a few years off, travel maybe, work some, but mostly travel and just experience the rest of the world a bit. But then I don't know. One thing that I always kind of thought about is trying to start my own company at some point.
Right.
But yeah, that's a goal I have.
Have you ever thought about what you want that company to be based around, or?
Hopefully something with sports.
Okay.
Yeah, because my dad he has an own company which is involved in golf. He's a distributor for golf. So I've been helping him out during the summers a bit, and I could definitely see myself doing that in some sort of sports area. I don't know.
That's one thing I also want to kind of look back at, I guess. I know we've gone golfing a couple times, and I know that you're obviously a collegiate tennis player, but you're a pretty good golfer too. Was that a bigger part of your childhood too?
Golfing? Not really. It was more lately. Like when I was 15, that's when I started getting interested in golf. Before that, my dad obviously tried to get me interested in golf when I was younger because he's working with golf for a lot of years now. But I never really found it interesting until I got a bit older, a bit more mature, I guess.
Okay.
So, but now I love golf. It's so much fun just getting out there and play.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so I guess the last thing I want to ask you here is, um, further on, kind of just a fun question here, but obviously you've been in Montana now for a year. You've been in Sweden your whole life. Maybe after Montana, where are some of the places you want to go? Because I know you just said that you want to have a few, maybe a year or two off and go travel around. What are some of the places you want to see?
I always want to go to Asia, somewhere in Asia, maybe Japan, see how what the culture is there. But then also I would like to go to South America. My roommate here is from Brazil, Maddie, so that would be a cool place to go. And yeah, just kind of all over the place.
Just kind of go everywhere.
Yeah, hopefully outside of Europe, because I've been to a few places in Europe already, and I'd really like to see how the cultures are different places.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that's
One of
my
the
plan. Yeah.
cool things.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, this is Alex Flink, Max Petrak, doing my final writing 101 project. Alex, thank you for your time.
No worries.
Thank you for watching.